Yo, I watched Shawn Ryan back in like college because I don't know, he like back when he fucking looked like that. Now bro's old. I mean, yeah, he dealt with a lot of thought provoking things and being like a former in the military, like I think okay, it literally says there former Navy SEAL and CIA contractor. Like he has an interesting outlook into things that the average normal human being, like civilian, doesn't. Like I don't. So it's nice to get that insight. It's the same reason why I watch. Who's that lawyer guy? I can't remember his fucking name. Uh, yeah, him and a lot of other people like this because it's like you get just this interesting insight on how they explain things. And again, they can explain things in ways that the average normal person can understand, even if you're not, a prosecutor or an attorney or a lawyer, because there's a lot of like lawyers speak that, and this exists so you don't. The normal person does not understand what these things mean, so they hire the lawyer or I have to deal with the attorney to deal with these things. But again, watching this on I think YouTube is a perfect. Legal Eagle, yeah, that guy. Is he a lawyer? I think so. But watching them, you get just an interesting insight, even if, again, I don't know. And again, you shouldn't expect the average individual to look into legal mumbo jumbo. Like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And if you're in your 40s or 50s, it's like, are you really going. Like, you've learned enough, and now you need to be making money. Now you're making money and supporting your. Why do I need to now learn more of this shit? It just doesn't make any sense. But someone sent me this, and yeah, literally this exact same title. I'm being threatened for protecting children. And I know one thing came up about it was like a Bible school where kids were being diddled. Because I've recently read about that. And then, I guess, I don't know if this was in the wake of the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, but it's like they were having staff and even the very like kids sign NDAs, and I think isn't there that illegal? Like NDAs cannot defend illegal actions, like it's completely or something where if it's under duress, making people sign NDAs is null and void. It's like it just does not matter in a court because they signed a contract. Well, they're under duress. It doesn't matter, or it's a crime, so that doesn't fucking matter at all. But let's give this a watch. Right, it just came out like a day ago or 2 days ago.
I need to talk to you about something serious.
Do I want the echo? No, I don't think I want the echo. Hold on, I'm doing the thing. Where is my earphones? Ugh. Me being professional in the streets. Alright, let's do this shit.
Last week, I received a demand letter from lawyers representing Kanakuk Ministries, a Christian.
Oh, I heard about this. I do this weird thing where if something, or maybe was it Kanakuk? Yes. I'm the type of person that will, if something catches my interest at fucking 2 a.m., I will look deeply into it. Like, this is the one, like, I thought Kanakuk, it's not a Bible school, it's a, Oh no, it is a vacation Bible school. Let's just watch it.
Summer camp in Missouri. They're threatening to sue me for defamation because of something I said on my podcast with Congressman Ro Khanna. Here's what I said. I brought Elizabeth Phillips on my show, and she talked about how Kanakuk employees have been molesting thousands of kids for years and putting them under NDAs after settlements so they can never come out and talk about their sexual abuse and trauma.
Like, you really gotta wonder, like, in the wake of, like, Jeffrey Epstein, and why are everyone diddling children? Or, like the rape immigrant gangs happening in UK? Why is everyone diddling children? What is this child diddling epidemic that's happening? And can we please bring back stoning? Like, where we stone, like, no, not the firing squad. You know, not lynching. Like, bring back just old-fashioned stoning of pedophiles. Like, just have the community just pick up bricks and just throw them the fuck at these people, right? Because apparently this new system isn't, like, we like to believe we're above this, but it's clearly not working. Like, it's clearly a system that's just being taken advantage of to propagate. And again, things like this and like the Catholic Church in the past, when they had, like, the problem isn't that the Catholic Church was diddling children, right? Because obviously, I mean, if I'm gonna be callous, obviously it's going to happen, right? In any case where adults are interacting with children, like, even if 1% of it is doing it, and you have like 10,000, like, statistically that's 10 that's doing it. That's not the issue. The issue is they're being protected and they're being moved around and legal loopholes were happening. Like, if we were to stop that, I think, and bring back stoning, I think these problems there would be a hell of a lot less of them, at least. You know, I think I'm getting black pilled into this. I'm like, no, let's just bring back, any corporal punishment for these people. And again, like, the court of law is always used to roam around these things. Like, how about having the court of community? Like, do we want this child diddler back in our community? No, I don't think we are. Do we want these child diddlers to keep existing in our community? It's like, no, I don't think we do. And the court of law is going to be used in their favor. So, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. Let's just give this a watch.
Kanakuk's lawyers are demanding I take down that portion of the interview, issue a public apology, and stop talking about this.
Yeah, of course.
They gave me 10 days. That deadline has passed. Here's my response. No. I don't negotiate with pedophiles or the people who defend them. I'm not taking anything down. I'm not apologizing, and I'm damn sure not going to stop talking about child sexual abuse at a Christian camp that continues to operate on the same grounds where horrific abuse took place.
And see, and this is the thing with, like, legal institutions like these. Like, they're not moral entities. Like, you wonder why this institution is defending these just blatant child diddlers. But, okay, let's say you're a lawyer and you probably hit hundreds of these cases within a year. And they come up to you and you're like, we need you to defend us. And rather you think it's happening or rather you think it's good or bad, like, you're just so desensitized. And it's like you have to be desensitized to do your job. Like, this in a law firm, you have to be desensitized. in order to effectively do your job. And there are cases like, in the case of P. Diddy, where the lawyer just steps down because you don't want it on your record that you defended P. Diddy and you lost. Like, lawyers care more about the victories. Like, the victories are a notch on their, a notch on their resume that they can use. They're not going to get into the weeds of like, oh yeah, I defended this guy who molested a child. And I was able to get him from going to jail, or at least we struck a plea deal where he can only serve community service. He's not going to get into the weeds. He's going to be like, yeah, I defended 10 people successfully, or I defended 20 people successfully, which means I'm good at my job. Like, they probably hired the best of the best law firm in these streets to defend against this shit. Or they probably paid them the fuck out of pocket to have these things happen.
Let me be crystal clear about the facts. Facts that Kanakuk's own lawyers admitted in their letter. 1. Pete Newman, a senior Kanakuk employee and camp director, sexually abused children at Kanakuk for multiple years in the early 2000s. He's now serving life sentences. 2. Between 20 and 30 civil lawsuits were filed against Kanakuk. 3. Multiple confidential settlement agreements were executed with victims, NDAs that prevented these kids from speaking publicly about what happened to them.
Yeah, and again, I feel like that's an under duress situation. Like, can kids even fucking sign documents legally? Or like, maybe they've coerced the parents, because that just seems like you take that to court and it's like, this doesn't fucking mean anything. Like, what, the child signed? No.
Kanakuk can't prove the number is less than thousands, and given their own admission of a cover-up, the true number is unknowable.
Yeah, see, and that's the problem, right? The problem is these things are happening, and systems and legality and addendums are being used to cover it up. See, this is what I care about, right? This is the fight I'm fighting. Why are there systems that protect kid diddlers? Because again, I'm just trying to be honest and clear cut here. Like, crimes like this are just going to happen, and they're going to continue to happen. But as long as we have recourse against these things, like fucking public stonings, like, it's really just sort of like that thing where, if it happens again, you know what the fuck you're going to have to deal with. But if you have these systems in place that do defend these actions, do you think the actions are going to stop, or do you think, again, people are going to keep doing this, or something that's going to keep happening?
But here's what really pisses me the fuck off. Kanakuk is still operating a camp at the very location where countless children suffered horrific abuse. They're still running programs. They're still bringing kids to the exact same place. And now they want to silence me for talking about it.
Yeah.
This isn't about protecting their reputation. This is about protecting children, and I will not be silenced. My attorney has sent Kanakuk's lawyers a response. We've made it clear. If they want to sue me, bring it on. We welcome discovery. We welcome depositions of Kanakuk leadership about what they knew, when they knew it, and what they did or didn't do to protect children. We welcome.
And again, this is also something that, it's something you don't really like. How do you think a child is going to develop after experiencing sexual assault? Like, how do you think, like, and again, people like to disregard the psyche of victims, but how do you think a child is going to develop? Like, in a lot of cases, these, like, they effectively propagate the same criminal activity as the environment they grew up in. This is why, like, and again, I'm trying to not, no, this isn't an exact comparison. Like, gangs or like areas where there's high criminal activity, like, it's going to breed children that, like, are just going to be thrusted into it. And again, things like sexual assault and abuse. Do you not think that will make, like, develop children that develop weirdly or oddly? And again, it's something it's not like mathematics. It's not like, oh, this happened, therefore this. But we can look at probabilities and be like, yeah, this is going to happen. And it's also the fact that why would anyone send there? And again, probably the fact that people are still sending their kids to these camps is because there's a good, like, they probably did a good job covering these things up to where, again, you don't know. And you're like, oh, this Kanakuk looks fine. I'm going to send my child to there. And it's like, no. Again, it's probably happening because the information's not out there. Like, if the information was out there, that would probably change the minds of a lot of parents. I'm pretty sure it would. Even if there's a chance nothing will happen, it's like, no, I don't want to send my child to this camp where they had a kid diddler problem. You know, even if nothing happened, again, you're like, no, I'm just not going to.
Welcome full disclosure of every abuse allegation, every settlement, every internal investigation, and every financial record showing whether Kanakuk actually suffered any harm from my statement or whether this is just an attempt to intimidate people into silence. Under Tennessee law, Kanakuk will have to prove I'm lying.
Yep.
They'll have to prove actual malice, that I knew my statements were false, or that I had serious doubts about its truth. They can't do that because I relied on Elizabeth Phillips, whose brother was a victim. I relied on public court records, relied on widespread media coverage of Pete Newman's prosecution, and most importantly, they admit the core of what I said is true. Kanakuk employees sexually abused children. Victims were silenced by confidentiality agreements. That's not defamation, that's the truth.
Yeah, he's just telling what has happened, and it's like, oh, take this down. Again, they're just probably trying to scare him. And again, I think this is just something you have to do. Like, you have to send a takedown notice before they try to pursue, defamation. But you also got to prove that these things are, that if he was being malicious, or you have to prove that you suffered because of it. But one, again, he's just talking about things that happened. And two, I think in this particular case, it makes sense. But again, I'm not going to treat a law firm like it's a moral entity. It's clear that they're not, and it's clear what they're doing. But the fact that this is happening, again, people do these things where they plot, angles of reasoning. Like, if he's talking about this and you're trying to shut him up, is he correct? And you're just trying to shut him up? Like, is everything he's saying true? And you're just trying to silence him? Because they think, I don't know.
I want to say something directly to survivors. I see you. I believe you, and I will not stop fighting for you. Sexual abuse at youth camps, especially Christian camps that are supposed to be safe places, is a matter of urgent public concern. Parents have a right to know. Kids have a right to be protected, and survivors have a right to speak. Kanakuk's attempt to use legal threats to silence reporting on child sexual abuse in itself is newsworthy, and I'm going to keep reporting on it. To Kanakuk, you want to talk about callous and malicious disregard for the truth? Let's talk about operating a camp where a predator had access to thousands of children for years. Let's talk about confidentiality agreements that silenced traumatized kids. Let's talk about continuing to operate on a crime scene. You're not the victim here. The children you failed to protect are the victims. I stand by every word I said. I will not retract. I will not apologize. And if you want to sue me, my lawyers are ready. To everyone watching, this is why I do this show. This is why we tell real stories about real people.
And again, who do you like? The demographic of people that watch his show are the type of people that want to, like, they want him to do this shit. They actively support Ryan to do this shit. And in some cases, they will, like, people talk about, oh, you're making your audience do something. It's like, in his case, if his audience parrots this and makes this thing come out, like, this is the type of shit news media should be talking about, you know, above other things, right? This is one of those things that is just a gold mine, but they don't. So you put Ryan in this position, or hell, maybe he loves this shit. Maybe he's in on it for the love of the game. Maybe he's in on it because it makes some money. I don't really care. I think he's doing a good thing, and he should keep doing it. And again, the audience that he's talking to wants him to keep doing it. It's like, yes, I will support you to do this.
Because the truth matters. Because kids matter. And because some things are more important than money or reputation. If you want to support survivors of institutional child sexual abuse, check out No More Victims, the organization Elizabeth Phillips founded. They're passing laws to protect kids and hold institutions like Kanakuk accountable.
It is so ridiculous, right? Like, there's so many, like, stupid online bills that are passed under the guise of quote-unquote protecting children, but then when they pass, they completely drop that, and they're like, no, we just want to know who you are. We want to destroy online anonymity. Yeah. And at the end of the day, they don't protect a damn thing, but organizations like this, like what he just said, actually protect kids. One uses the protect your children to push their whatever the fuck they want because there's ulterior motives, and one actually exists to actively defend kids against these systems that allow kitty diddlers. And again, a child predator, this may be bad, but obviously if someone's a predator, they're going to work in places where they're around kids. Like, you see this with teachers and with their students. It's like, obviously, if you're a predator, they're going to do this. I mean, I can't even begin to think about it, but it's like, I'm running the logic in my brain. It's like, yeah, it makes fucking sense. You know, criminals are going to operate in their criminal speciality, or they can benefit. I mean, that's just human nature.
And if you're a survivor, please know it's not your fault. You deserve justice, and there are people fighting for you. I'll keep you updated as this develops, but I'm not going to be backing down. Hey, Jeremy, what's the name of that law firm?
Hush Blackwell.
Hush Blackwell.
Hush. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's like that fucking meme with the hand over the child's head. It's like, Hush Blackwell. Well, we'll silence them for you. That's a bad joke, bro. But god damn, it's like, man, it's I'm not, superstitious. I mean, there's patterns I recognize within actions, but I don't actively seek patterns in like things or objects or words. But Hush Blackwell trying to silence kid diddling.
I wonder how many pedophiles they've defended.
Got him.
Would be interesting.
Maybe a lot. Hell, they probably went specifically to him. Because, oh, hey, he can shut these people up.
Piece of information to know.
But yeah, I mean, how do I, where do I click to see I'm being, yeah. This is a wild thing. Read both letters yourself. You can do so here. You know what? I'll probably even fucking do that. But just something that came across my radar, and I'm like, holy shit. I am looking into this. This is the stuff I'm interested in. Amongst other things, there's a lot of things I'm interested in. But this, definitely. I'm going to give him a follow. But anyway, that's all I got to say about this. Peace out.